This is punch and pack. So what I'm going to attempt to do is punch out these games and condense them down into a single box. So this is Flock Together from Sea Cow Games and its expansion Birds of a Feather. And then we also have the Save the Chickens Tariff promo pack. It was a promo that they did after the Kickstarter to help offset the cost of tariffs, so you got 2 extra chickens to play with. I got this game for Cody for Christmas, actually, this past year, because he likes chickens, and it was one of the quickest fulfilled Kickstarters that I've ever backed, which is kind of nice. The whole point of the game is that you're a chicken defending your coop from predators. So this is going to resonate with a lot of my friends because they all are farm people, they like chickens, and it's just, in general, silly. I decided to print some 3D organizers for the box. I have a Bambu A1 Labs printer, and on Bambu Studio there was a Flock Together with expansion organizer put together by Board Game Meta. And so I printed out all these parts. It took me less than a day to do all the parts, but it should help organize everything and condense these 2 boxes down into a single box. Because 1 box is way easier to store than 2 boxes. That being said, I may keep this box because the artwork on it's really, really pretty. This is a game for 1 to 6 people, ages 10 plus, 25 minutes per player, roughly, is what it's saying. So let's open it up and see what all we got in here. So we have the rule book. Obviously, that has to stay. And we have our chickens here. So I'll kind of show you what these look like. So these are the expansion from the Save the Chicken promo pack. And I did kind of peek ahead, and it said you can combine everything. There aren't specific parts for 6 players versus 1 or 2 players. So I'm going to be shoving everybody together. But like this is for Laura Wingles, who's a greater prairie chicken. She's used to the harsh wilderness. She was born in it. She has no doubt these poor city chickens have no idea what they're getting into. What they need is a true pioneer. Her fortitude and adaptability are skills she's happy to offer to this newfound fort, and no doubt the coop's perseverance will breed a beautiful story. Maybe she'll write a book about it one day. So there's Laura Wingles, and this little book talks all about the different seasons, from what I understand, and like the different levels of difficulty. So like 1 chicken fist, 2 chicken fists, 3 chicken fists. So all these little chicken books can be stored in the same spot. We also have Doc Holliday, or Hololay, who's a silver-laced Wyandotte. These are some of our other chickens. So we're going to make a pile right now of all the stuff. So there's more chickens. We have nests for all of our little eggs, which are going to be a part of the game. Let's see. Looks like we're going to have to do some assembly here. We have a really nice Flock Together Birds of a Feather first player token that's metal. So that's pretty nice. And I know for a fact that that goes in this little slot right there, which is fabulous. Some more cards. We have the Predators, which you can tell they're the Predators because there's predator eyes on the back of the books. So as an example, some of the predators, we have Chicksuni, who is a fox. It evidently has a fox's staff that's imbued with cleverness. So these are all of our little predator enemies. This is a player board, so we're definitely going to have to keep those. All right, let's move all those guys. This looks like the main player board. Definitely got to keep that. All right, now the box is empty, and here's some stuff I'm going to have to punch out. So let me go ahead and stick the inserts into the box. I did have to go through and write down what they put in where. There was a second version of this also on Bambu Studios, but it was printed as one piece, which to me, this made more sense because I could pull out parts to work with them as I need to. Oh, maybe that goes down there, I think. If not, we'll find out. So I know for a fact the bowls go over here. So that's super simple. So let's open up the expansion and get those parts out as well. So some more chicken books. And all of these chickens are puns of some sort. Some of them are definitely cheesier than others. Now we have Princess Leia, who is a death layer. And she even has little bitty chicken earmuff buns. So very cheesy. So let's see. Let's just start putting these little guys in here. And I'm going to kind of stack them alternating because I'm going to assume that that's going to make them fit in a little bit better. Alright, so there's some chickens. We have some predators here. These three compartments are all the same size, so I'm just going to stick all my predators kind of in one spot here. Those fit pretty well. We'll put in these chickens. And from what the little bit that I've read on playing the game, because we haven't actually played it yet, as denoted by the fact it's still in the box in plastic, you pick out random chickens to play with. So that's going to be kind of entertaining when we get to that point. There's some more predators from the expansion. And basically what the expansion did is it added a few more scenarios for weather. Some more predators, like the Sheriff of Rottingham here, who is a boar. See what he looks like. Oh, yes. Very nice predator. So let's stick him down in there. Got a lot of little predators. I may have to rearrange that. Or I may just stick a couple on top of the chickens just to make it a little bit flatter. I'll have to play with this a little bit and see how it all actually goes in. All the pieces, though, are super high quality and nice so far. Okay, so let's break out some more pieces that I know where they go. Alright, the eggs. There's a different colored set of eggs for every person that's playing. So we got, 6 different types of eggs. And they're all supposed to go in this little compartment down here. And I'm debating leaving them in the bags. Let's see how well that goes. No, I think I'm going to have to empty them out, so that way they fit in a little bit better. Alright. And these chicken eggs are really nice. I don't know if they're wood or ceramic. Probably wood, but they feel pretty nice. And they look like authentic chicken egg colors. There's even a speckled chicken egg in here. So we'll dump all those into our little compartment. We have our green egg layer here. I think that this is going to make setting it up quite a bit easier because everything is going to be kind of pre-sorted as far as where it is you want to start. There's a lot of board game organizers online for various expansions and whatnot. Some board games get a little bit insane where there's 5, 6, 7, 8 boxes for one game. And that to me just gets kind of excessive as far as organization skills. So having an organizer to be able to condense them down is nice. Some people are purists though, and they really do not want that. So now we have the chicken's food. We have some nice caterpillars here. So let's put the caterpillars up here. Mice. Chicken do eat mice. I have seen that for a fact. Come on, open baggie. All right, dumping our mice. There are some lizards. These chickens are obviously very adventurous eaters. There are some leaves, although they look kind of like monstera leaves, and last time I checked, there weren't too many monsteras growing in the wilds of the United States for chickens to eat, but whatever. There's some corn. Definitely not proportional because the corn pieces are the size of an individual leaf. And we have bugs. All right, so let's drop the bugs in. All right, so there's all of our food parts placed in there. Now we have, this is the weather vane. Not 100% sure what it does, but it's a nice screened meeple there. And it goes over here in this slot. Then we have these really nice wooden tokens. These have fire on one side and I guess a put out fire, it looks like. So we'll drop those. Oh, this may be the tricky part, dropping some of these down into here. There we go. All right, so there's that little one full. Then we have all these health meter ones, and these are all wooden hearts with either a heart or an X on it. So we'll drop all these guys down. I do like the fact that the cutout on this allows for you to pick it up from the side, but it still contains it pretty well. Don't know exactly how many of these I'm going to be filling with this, because, you know, the print profile just kind of gave a picture of somebody else's in there, but they didn't exactly label these physical parts with here's what goes in it. So I've kind of had to do some deduction from the pictures. Looks like we're going to have to use at least another slot here. And maybe even one more. Oops. I didn't make any modifications to the print off of the Bambu slicer. I did print it in, this is Sunlu PLA silver, if I remember right. I just kind of used whatever it is I had on hand that I wasn't using at the moment. So here's some more little heart guys. So I'm going to assume that's going to fill this last slot for us. And we'll keep all these little bags because I'm sure we'll find some. Oh, there's another fire token. So we'll stick it in there at the fires. All right, so that's pretty well filled. Now I'm wondering if this is for the dice. And I would say that is a yes, seeing as how they just fit in there perfectly. So let me get the other dice. And I'll be saving all these bags because there's always a game that doesn't ship with enough bags. And these are kind of cute. There's a chicken face on one. The 3 kind of looks chickeny. Pretty cute little dice. Okay, so those guys are all organized. We'll drop them in. There. All right, next up we have the chicken meeples. And there's, of course, slots for those. They all have a chicken top hat. Or a top hat on the chicken. And those go into these little slots. Or at least they're supposed to. Oh, yep, so there's a distinct way that they fit in. One side of the cutout is slightly square, the other side's rounder. So the chickens have to go in that way. Do, do, do. All right. And then there's a second layer to go on top. There we go. We'll drop the rest of those chickens in. All right. So far, so good. So far, it's going in there pretty easily. Okay, so now we can punch out these little chicken tokens, and those go, let me see, those are for predator boards. These I'm not 100% sure where they're gonna go. Let's see if they'll fit into these little things. No, they do not fit right there. Okay, so we'll just punch them out and think about it. So we got those guys. All right, so these are the color reminder tokens. Oops, lost one. All right, so since I'm not real sure where those are going to go, we're just going to leave them here in a pile. Now these guys, I know I have to punch out because these are the predator trackers. All right, so it says you need one top and one bottom. So this must be a top and this must be a bottom. And then there's going to be a left dial and a right dial. And I'm going to assume that we're going to use these little bitty black pieces here. All right, get these parts. Okay, so let me punch out my dials here. Left dial. So I'm going to line him up here. And I'm going to guess the button part will go in through the top. And the part that receives the button maybe comes in through the bottom. And I may have to do that backwards. Let's see. Alright, let's try this. It's going to be a firm fit, I think. Which is good. I mean, you want it to be snug so that way it doesn't come apart. Ugh. Alright, we're going to put both those in at the same time. Left, right. Looking at this, there's arrows on the bottom piece. So let's reference the instruction manual to make sure that I don't have to put those in a specific direction. Open, setup, player setup, key concepts, course of the game, player action, example of combat. Okay, so that does not say if that needs to go up or down for sure. So we'll just say whatever because it's going to be on the inside anyways. All right, then the left dial, go over here. These are definitely firm. Here's the right dial. Put that on. Okay, then we'll snap the top over it. Alright, now let's try to put one of these. I'll do hickeys in and one of these in. Okay, there we go. And they do rotate. And then those little guys are going to drop down into here. Punch out the bottoms. And really, I mean, it has it numbered 3 top, 4 top, 4 top, 4 bottom. Guessing it's just because they look a little bit nicer. I mean, in reality, I can't see where this is going to really matter. I mean, this one has pretty mushrooms on it, but... Alright, well, we'll just plug along. They all pretty much look the same anyways. Although I have a feeling I need 2 more of those somewhere. Let's see if there's another one in this box. That's just a player mat. Because I would think if you're playing 6 players that maybe there'd be more than 4. No, it doesn't say that it includes any extras for damage counters, so... Alright, whatever. To me, if you're playing with... If you can play with up to 6 people, I would think you would need 6 damage counters, but apparently not. Alright, punch. And punch. This part's a little tedious. Would have been nice if they could have shipped pre-made, but I mean, in reality, it would have cost them more to make because somebody at the factory would have had to then punch these and assemble them. And it's not like it's really that hard. It's just kind of a pain. But you only have to do it once. Punch that guy, that guy. Alright. Damage counter number 2. That one went in way easier. I'm sure it's just that my hands are stronger. Alright. Three, 2. Come on, go on there. I did see this being demoed at Gen Con. I think it was actually for sale as well. And it did look super cute. And people seemed to really be enjoying it. The ones that were playing it, at least. So, this is one that I'm pretty sure we're going to get to the table somewhat soon. Mainly because it's cute. And the artwork's just beautiful. And the rule books have a really nice handle to it as well. They almost have like a linen finish to them. The main game, Flock Together, has been out for a while. This expansion, the Birds of a Feather, was the new part to all this. I have an extra set of these plastic parts. Guess we'll toss those in the box somewhere too as an emergency. Pop this guy on. And this guy. Almost through the DIY phase here. Alright, pop this one on. And this one. Okay. Those guys are done. And they fit nicely in their little organizer. So I'm still not sure what exactly to do about these guys, but that's okay. Alright, so now we have extra cards here that we're going to have to merge into our deck. So this says there's 3 weather cards. There's fall, summer, and spring. And then in these decks, there should also be some some fall weather and spring. Alright, so there's one bonus card deck, which has 66 cards. There are 3 weather decks, which are 6 cards each. And then 24 grub cards, which I'm going to assume would be food of some sort. Oh, I hate trying to get these things open. Alright, let's try this one. There we go. That one has a nice tab on it to pull. And I did look into the expansion and it said to shuffle those into the main deck. So, what are these? Are these all just bonus cards? Yes. Okay. So we're going to stick those into the big slot. There we go. Now I'm back to my arch nemesis here. We don't normally sleeve our cards here, but from what I understand, this print will allow for sleeved cards, in case you want to protect your cards a little bit more. Okay, so there's some summer cards, spring, and fall. Right there, 24 grub cards. All right, these are our grub cards. And here's some more of those bonus cards. Stick those in there. We'll stick our grub cards in the back section here. And then we'll stick, I guess, fall. Those gonna fit in there? Yeah, they technically fit. All right. Spring. So there's all that. So we're just left with these color reminder tokens. And we're just going to stick them underneath the nests, because that works. All right. So there's everything in there again. So now let's try to put all the boards in. So here's the main game board. Wonder if that should go on the bottom or if the other should. Let's see. Nope. Definitely not going to go on the bottom. Let's try the game boards. Okay, these guys will fit in. Okay, so let's put the game player boards in. Then this should go right here. And there's going to be a little bit of box lift, it looks like, but that happens. And then those. And so yeah, there's a slight box lift. But I now have 1 box versus 2. So that's Flock Together with its full-on expansion Birds of a Feather. And hopefully you guys enjoyed that punch and pack.